So students, welcome back. So here is the next question, problem number 5. So the question says like this: Mohan and Sohan entered into a joint venture for construction of a cinema hall for a contract price of 6 lakh rupees. So here Mohan and Sohan had been for a contract. They are started to make a joint venture. They have made an agreement for joint venture. So Mohan and Sohan is then co-venturers. So they are supposed to build a joint venture. So this contract ends when the cinema hall is built for a contract price of 6 lakh rupees. So here this contract price is an income which is receivable by Mohan and Sohan. So next, Mohan puts rupees 1,20,000 and Sohan put rupees 1 lakh rupees is in a joint bank account for the purpose. So here the contribution by Mohan is 1,20,000, Sohan is 1 lakh rupees. The following payments were made from the bank account. So they have been paying from the joint bank account. Materials 75,000, wages 1,20,000, plant 20,000. Okay, this much is the expenses paid by the joint bank account. Addition to this, Mohan provided cement bags for rupees 10,000 from his stock. So this is the expenses paid by co-venturers. So when the expenses is paid by co-venturers, how will be recorded that? That is in the joint venture account on the debit side you are supposed to record, right, to co-venturers account. So expenses paid by co-venturers. The cinema hall was constructed, but due to the certain defects, the owner deducted 10% from the contract money. So now the person who asked for a cinema hall has found some defects here. So has found the defects in cinema hall. So he has decided to deduct the 10% from this whatever the income that was to be receivable. So while writing in the joint venture account, that is sales to joint bank account, we are not getting complete 6 lakh rupees. So we are getting minus 10% deduction value, right? We are supposed to deduct the value. The venture was closed. Sohan took the plant for rupees 8,000. So here the co-venturer has took the plant for his own use. That will also be recorded in the joint venture account. And Mohan took the remaining cements at 4,000. So this is also goods taken over by the joint venture. Mohan and Sohan share the profit in the ratio of 3:2. Prepare the necessary accounts in the books of joint venture. So here we need to prepare a necessary account in the books of joint venture. That is when the separate set of books are maintained, right? So coming on to first, what is the entry we are supposed to prepare? We are supposed to prepare three kinds of entries. One is joint venture account, and the other one is co-ventures account, and the other one is joint bank account. So this joint venture account is similar to a profit and loss account. All the expenses will be recorded on the debit side, and all the incomes will be recorded on the credit side. So this co-venturers account is a capital accounts of the that is partners or parties. Joint bank account is nothing similar to a bank account. So all the expenses and incomes will be recorded. So all the incomes to the bank will be debited, all the expenses from the bank will be credited, right? So next, coming on to the joint venture account. So what is that we are supposed to write it first in the joint venture account? So even in this problem I will be showing you this. So here see, we know joint venture account. So first you are supposed to write the sale or income received, that is by joint bank account. So here the income has to be received, right? So here they are given the income after construction of a cinema hall. This is the value of income that the company, that is joint venture, is receiving. So by joint venture account, what is the contract price? 6 lakh rupees. This is income received to the joint bank. And also in the question they are given, that is 10% has to be deducted due to some defects. So we need to deduct that, right? So minus deduction at 10%. How is that? 6 lakh into 10%, 60,000. Totally to the joint bank, the company got only 5,40,000. So next, what you are supposed to enter over here? By co-venturers account, if the goods has been taken over by the co-venturers, means we are supposed to record here, right? So in the question they are given. So here Sohan has taken the plant for 8,000 and Mohan has taken the cement for 4,000 rupees. So we need to record here. By Sohan account, plant taken over 8,000. By Mohan account, cement taken over 4,000 rupees. So next, coming on to this. So one more thing what we had here, two co-ventures account, if it is a loss in joint venture means we will be recording on a credit side. So we are supposed to yet to know, right? We are not calculated is it a loss or profit. So we are supposed to enter all the transactions, and then when at the time of balancing that we'll come to know it is a profit or loss on that is joint venture. So on the debit side, first thing is to co-venturers account assets or stock or assets introduced. So if any co-venturer has brought any kind of assets to the company means we are supposed to, for this joint venture means we are supposed to record. Co-venturers ಏನರ ನಮಗೆ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ದಟ್ ಮೋಹನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ದಿ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ದಿ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ವರ್ತ್ ಆಫ್ 10,000, ರೈಟ್? So we are supposed to enter. So for the purpose of joint venture, this Mohan has given 10,000 worth of cement from his own pocket. Money ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ joint bank ಇಂದ ಅಲ್ಲ, from his own pocket he is giving. So we are supposed to enter, right, that to Mohan's account. So it has been entered. So next is to co-ventures account expenses paid. So ಏನಾರ co-ventures expenses ನ ಅವ್ರ ಓನ್ ಪಾಕೆಟ್ ಇಂದ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we are supposed to write it. ಯಾವ co-ventures ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವ co-ventures, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈ ಸಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಸುನಿಲ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ಮನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೋಹನ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮೋಹನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಮೋಹನ್ 10,000 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಟು ಮೋಹನ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್, ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪೇಡ್. ಮೋಹನ್ or Sohan has not paid any expenses from his own pocket. Any expenses has been paid by bank. In the question also they have clearly mentioned that the expenses has been paid through bank account only, not by any of the co-venturers, right? Next is no, that is nil. To joint bank account expenses paid. Bank in the ಏನಾರ expenses ನ pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you are supposed to record here. To joint bank account expenses has been paid. So see here, materials, wages and plans has been taken here. I have written here. So it is expenses paid to joint bank account. What are all the expenses written? So now we are supposed to see it is a profit or joint venture or a loss on joint venture. So as you have also seeing here, it is a profit on joint venture. If it is on a debit side means, so if it is debit side is less means it is considered that it is a profit on joint venture, right? So now 3,27,000 is the profit on this joint venture. So we are supposed to divide this 3,27,000 to Mohan and Sohan. So there in the question they also mention what is the profit sharing ratio is 3:2. So we are supposed to in this they are supposed to distribute this profit by 3/2, 3/5 and 2/5. For Mohan 3/5, for Sohan 2/5. So done with this joint bank account. So next coming, this is joint ventures account. So next coming on to co-ventures account. You are supposed to write what are all the co-ventures. So what are all their expenses, what are all their incomes, what is the surplus we need to pay for them, that need to be recorded. So here on the debit side, for the credit side, what is that we will be writing first? So on the credit side, cash into joint bank account, cash introduced. So co-ventures obviously while going on with joint venture they are supposed to put on some cash, right? So without giving anybody the cash will not be there. So why they are given the cash? In the question they have clearly mentioned. So Mohan has given 1,20,000, Sohan has given 1 lakh rupees. So we are supposed to write over here to buy joint bank account, that is contribution made by the particular co-venturers, 1,20,000 and 1 lakh. So next coming on to what's there. So joint venture accounts, goods or sales or goods introduced. If any kind of goods that has been introduced from the co-venturers from his own pocket means we are supposed to record over here. So as you all know, Mohan has given the cement bags worth of 10,000 for this joint venture. So that we need to record here, that is by joint ventures account 10,000. So next is what we are supposed to write, if any expense by joint venture account, if any expenses has been paid by co-venturers from his own pocket means. So in this question no co-venturer has paid any expenses from his own pocket, all the expenses has been paid by joint bank account, so we need to enter that. So next coming on to joint ventures account, profit transferred. So here when we prepared the joint ventures account, we came to know that this is a profit on joint venture, right? So if it is a profit on joint venture means we are supposed to give that. So we are supposed to show it over here by joint ventures account profit. So what is the profit of Mohan? 1,96,200, that is written here. And what is the profit of Sohan? That is 1,30,800. So this is all about the credit side. So one more thing is there, that is profit to be transferred, that is extra money if anything to be paid by the joint venturer means. So for a co-venturer means we'll be recording here that if it is a balancing figure, this is a balancing figure. So in the credit side, if you get the balancing figure means this is the extra money that need to be paid by the co-venturers. If it is on the debit side means this is the money which should be paid to the co-venturers, extra money. Other than the profit, extra money need to be paid. So first thing here, on the debit side, what is the first thing we are supposed to record? To joint venture account, sale or income received. What is this means? Any goods taken over. So co-venturers ಏನಾರ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಮೋಹನ್ ಸೋಹನ್ ಏನಾರ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡೋದ್ರೆ we are supposed to enter here. ಫಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ co-ventures account ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ, and then in co-ventures account debit side. So to joint venture account, goods taken over, that is 4,000 by Mohan and 8,000 by Sohan. So next coming on to what is there here? Next, any kind of loss. If it is a loss in joint venture means we have to record. So there is no, this is a profit in joint venture, so there is no need to record that. So next, now we are supposed to balance this. So as you all know, this is a credit side is more than the debit side. So this joint will be transferred to this side, value whatever it is will be transferred to joint bank account. This is the surplus value which need to be paid for the co-venturers. ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ co-venturersಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ. So next, coming on to joint bank account, you're supposed to prepare the joint bank account. This is nothing or similar to the regular bank account, right? So here is the joint bank account. So what is that we'll be writing here? By joint venture account, what are all the expenses paid by the bank? We are supposed to enter here. So expenses paid by the bank. So you are written over here also expenses to joint bank account. What is the total expenses? 2,15,000. So to buy joint venture account, expenses paid by the joint venturer. So any expenses paid, where will be recording in the bank account? ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಸು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲೇ ತಾನೇ ಬರೋದು. So because credit what goes out, according to the real account rule, credit what goes out. So all the expenses which is paid will be recorded here. By joint ventures account, that is 2,15,000. So by co-ventures account, extra surplus na pay ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ನಾವು. When we prepared the co-ventures account, we came to know that there is a surplus value, that is debit side pro balancing figure as came. So that is the expense surplus to be paid off. So ಈ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ವ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್, ಆನ್ ದಿ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್? ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಕೋವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ತಾನೆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಮೋಹನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು? 1,20,000 and Sohan has given rupees 1,00,000 that is written. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ತಾನೆ ಟು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂದ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಎಂಟರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ debit side, 5,40,000. Totally, one thing is supposed to understand here is by joint bank account will every time it will get tallied. Done? So this is all about the problem number 5. So next, coming on to, I'll be teaching you with one more problem in this video, that is problem number 6. So see over here. So x and y entered into, so this is the next problem, that is of Mohan and Sohan problem, and we'll be solving next problem. This is Sohan's, that is x and y problem. So hope you have been understood with that problem. Good. So next is x and y, next problem number 6. X and y entered into joint venture contributing rupees 90,000 each. So here x has contributed 90,000, y has contributed 90,000 into the joint bank account, where they are contributed into joint bank account with an understanding to share the profit equally. So they decided to share the profit equally. It was also agreed to pay the commission at 5% on the sales made by the venturers with the following details. So one more new thing here is they are also paying the co-venturers 5% commission, right? So or any commission which has been paid, where is supposed to record? Joint venture ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಕಡೆ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡೆಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ this commission also on the debit side of the joint venture account, ಅಲ್ಲ? So next, coming on to, next you are supposed to see what is the commission percentage? 5% on the sales made by them. Done. Next is what are the account you are supposed to prepare? Joint venture account, joint bank account, co-ventures account. So these 3 accounts need to be prepared as usual. So next, goods worth of 1,40,000 was purchased. So what is the purchase value? 1,40,000. So here in the joint venture, even the purchase is considered as expenses, right? And 50% of the same was sold by the X. So here 100%. So one thing you're supposed to understand, how much of value they have been purchased. They are purchased 1,40,000. So 1,04,000 is the purchase. We can also say this as 100%. So 1,40,000 is the 100%. So what is that? Was purchased, and 50% of the same was sold. In this 1,40,000, 1,40,000, so the 100%, 50% has been sold by X for 70,000, and 9,000 was the expenses spent on transportation, and 20% of the 25% of the goods was sold by Y for 35,000. X ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 50%ನ 70,000ಗೆ, Y ಎಷ್ಟು 25%ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ 35,000ಗೆ. ಸೊ 100%ಅಲ್ಲಿ 50% is sold by X and 25% is sold by Y. ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನು ಅನ್ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 25% is unsold, right? So unsold goods were taken over at the cost price by both the co-venturers. So here one more thing is given. So ಯಾವುದೇ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನು co-venturers ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಓವರ್ ಬೈ co-venturers, where do we record that? That is recorded in the co-ventures, that is joint venture account, credit side, goods taken over. So we need to calculate that. I'll show you how to calculate. And balance due to the co-venturers was paid from the joint bank account. So this is all about the question. So now coming on to the answer, we are supposed to first calculate what is the unsold goods and how much is the goods taken over by the particular X and Y partner or co-venturers. So goods purchased is 1,40,000. ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? 1,40,000. So here goods sold. So it is here they are given 50% has been sold by X and 25% has been sold by Y. That is totally 75%. 1,04,000 multiplied by 75% is 78,000 worth of goods has been sold. So ಇನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ? ಅನ್ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? 26,000 ಅನ್ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಈ ಅನ್ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ಇವ್ರು X and Y ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಎಸ್, ಅನ್ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ were taken over by cost price by both the co-ventures in a profit sharing ratio. Profit sharing ratio ಏನಿದೆ? Profit sharing ratio is equally. So done. So here it is taken 26,000. 26,000 of the goods is unsold. X ಬಂದು 26,000 equally share ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ 26,000 X ಮತ್ತು Y. So 13,000 worth of goodsನ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಇವರಿಬ್ಬರು X and Y has been taken. So first we will be preparing, that is joint venture account. In the books of X and Y, joint venture accounts on the credit side. So by joint venture account, sales ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಬರೀಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್, what is the first thing we will be recording? What are all the sales has been, if the sales has been incurred, if the income has been taken, if the income has been incurred which has been transferred to bank account, means we are supposed to write here by writing by joint bank account sales. So sales value question ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 70 and 35,000 ಅಂತ ತಾನೆ. we are supposed to write here. Done, written. So next is by ಯಾವ್ದಾರ co-venturers ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು, we are supposed to record that, right? So by X account, so we have calculated that also, 13,000 and Y is 13,000. So only this much is there in the credit side of the joint venture account. So coming on to the debit side of the joint venture account, what is the thing we are supposed to write? So first is that if any kind of purchases has been incurred, means we are supposed to enter that. As I said earlier, in this joint venture, even the purchases is considered as expenses. So any expenses, even this expenses is provided by the joint bank account. So the entry will be to joint bank account purchases 1,40,000. So to joint bank account expenses paid. So yes, here 9,000 was spent on transportation. So for example ಈ 9,000ನ ಎಕ್ಸೇ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವೆಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು 9,000 rupees ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪೇಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ರೈಟ್? To joint bank account expenses 9,000. and one more thing is there, commission ಅಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ವ ಕ್ವೆಶನಲ್ಲಿ. there is a commission of 5% for the X and Y on the particular of the sales they have been made. Expenses ಏನೇ ಇದ್ರು ಯಾವ ಕಡೆ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? We are supposed to record it on the debit side of the joint venture account, right? Done. So here debit side of the joint venture account, as usually credit side of the joint bank account, right? So ಟು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಯಾರು ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದು? ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಟು ಕೋವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಸೇಲು? 70,000 ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಬೈ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ನು? 5%. 3,500. ವೈದು ಸೇಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? 35,000 ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಬೈ 5%, 1,000, that is 750. Totally 5,250 is the commission payable. So when now we are supposed to see if it is a profit or loss on consignment. As usual, it is a profit on consignment. 12,750 is the profit on consignment. We need to divide this 12,500 equally to X and Y. In the question they have mentioned the profit sharing ratio is 1:1. That is equally means 1:1. Right, so it is divided among these two people. So next we are supposed to prepare co-venturers account. So on the debit side of the co-venturers, first thing what we will be recording? Any cash introduced by the co-venturers, any contribution made by the co-venturers need to be recorded by joint bank account. In the question they are given 90,000 each was contributed by X and Y. So 90,000 by X and 90,000 by Y. So next is by joint venture account, commission pay iskonidare tane, they are paid, they are taken the commission, right? We need to record over here. So 35,000 and 1,750. So next is by joint venture account, here we are given the profit to them. So we are supposed to record here what is the profit we have given to them. So done. So on the credit side what is that we will be recording? To joint venture account, goods ಏನಾರ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಟು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಓವರ್ 13,000. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಿಗರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 86,875, 85,125. So next coming on to joint bank account, expenses all on the credit side, incomes all on the debit side. So by joint venture account 1,04,000 is the expenses paid for the purchasing of goods. So next this is the expenses paid for the purpose of what? That is expenses paid for the purpose of transportation. So next here to buy co-venturers account, you will be writing to joint bank account, surplus is there. Now we are supposed to enter over here. So it should get tallied. So if you want, I'll show you. So that is 1,04,000 plus 9,000 plus 1,72,000. This is 2,85,000 on the credit side. So now on debit side, any contribution made will be recording, that is cash is coming in, and to joint ventures account sales value that I am supposed to record. So here if you want to, you can see 1,80,000 plus 1,05,000. So that is 2,85,000 is the total. It has been tallied.